What were we doing this morning before you woke up?
Did they wake up?
What were we doing? What were we doing, McKaylee? Thanks for raising your hand. Sleeping. Perfect. Yeah. So if you're asleep, okay, you're not using your senses. Okay. Yeah. You might have dreams, but you're not touching, smelling, feeling, hearing. Okay. That type of stuff. Okay. So if you're asleep, I'm not using my perception. So make sure we get that written down. Okay. Thanks for getting that written down. Okay. So if I'm asleep, yeah, just copy that stuff down for me. Okay. What if I'm being unable to what? Okay, where I can't use my perceptions, I'm unable to what? What did Mr. Durfee say he can't do? He can't see what?
Shades.
Shades of what?
Colors.
Colors, right? So being able to recognize, or we'll say see shades of colors. That's a perfect example. Thanks for helping us out there, Bryn. Okay. So can't see certain shades of colors. I'm thinking. Okay. That'd be something I'm not using. Okay. And then the last one. Okay. Not paying attention to what? Okay. So if I'm not using my perception to not pay attention. Okay. I'm not paying attention. So I'm looking at the ground, walking through the hall, okay? Not paying attention to what? Oh. Not paying attention to what? Where I'm going, right? Thanks, Jordan, appreciate that. So where I am going. Okay, if I'm not using my perceptions, I'm not seeing, okay? Has anybody ever seen somebody walk into something like a post or a wall or a screen door or a door or something? Okay. Okay. At that point, you're probably not using perception. Okay. You don't have your hand up. You're not feeling. Okay. You're not seeing something. Okay. Just gonna come around and make sure you guys have that written down. Okay. And we're going to. Okay, we're just going to go to the next page, so make sure you guys have that written down, check it, and then we'll flip over to the next page. Yep, doing awesome, appreciate you guys, everyone getting those written down, doing great. Okay, let's look at the next page. We're just going to go over the vocabulary words, and then we will be done. Okay, it will take just a little while, but it's alright, it'll be interactive. Okay. So, the first word, everybody find that first word on page 45. The word is cognition. What's that word, everybody?
Cognition.
Alright, okay, I'm glad I can hear Jack nice and loud. I think I can hear Charlie up there too, but I need to hear everybody. That word's cognition. What's that word, everybody?
Cognition.
Hey, thanks for saying it with me. I want to hear a little bit more enthusiastic. Why don't you turn to the person next to you and say that word? That word's cognition. Turn to the person next to you and say it. What's that word?
Cognition.
Okay, now I want to hear you whisper it. Cognition, good. Now I want to hear you sound it out with me. You ready? Go. Cognition. Thank you so much. So go ahead and rate it on a scale of 1 to 4. How well you know it. How well do you know cognition? Okay, so cognition. One example of cognition is humans thinking of a way how to build fire, okay, and then eventually cook their food. Okay, so do you guys think humans just knew how to build fire automatically, or do you think they had to figure it out? Think about that for a second. Okay, so in this case, cognition is the process of thinking and learning. Okay, so the process of thinking and learning is called what, everybody?
Cognition.
Okay, appreciate Charlie and Jack catching on that. So, process of thinking and learning is called cognition. So the process of thinking and learning is called what, everybody? Cognition. Thanks for following along there. Okay, so thinking and learning. So right now, okay, you are all using cognition by repeating the words, writing the stuff down. Okay, because if you're not writing, you're not repeating, you're not saying anything, Okay, it's gonna be hard to think and learn about stuff. Okay, it's like when your parents are telling you to do something you don't want to do, and it's just going in one ear and out the other, and you're staring at them like, yep, got it. Clean your room, yep, thank you. Okay. Here's what I want you guys to do. Or actually, we're just going to come up with an example. So, one sign of cognition in dogs is that they what? So what's one thing that dogs do? Okay. So it shows they think and learn. What's something that dogs do? Who has dogs in here? I know we have a handful of people who have dogs in here. A couple people. Dylan, what's something that dogs do? They bark, okay? So one sign of cognition in dogs is that they bark. Okay, so why would they bark? They're hungry. Why else? Want to go on a walk. Okay. It was Dylan. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, that was a good example. Okay, so they bark. Yeah, for many different reasons. Who has a little like baby? Does any of you have like a baby sibling or like a really young sibling when you're younger or whatever? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, so you have, and what do? They cry, right? When they're hungry, when they want to be held, when they want like everything. So it's kind of like, you know, similar to a dog's bark. I mean, they can't communicate that well, so they make a noise when they want something, and you just kind of got to figure out what do they want. Okay? Take a look at the next word. The next word is delusion. What's that word, everybody?
Delusion.
Okay, I didn't hear you guys loud enough. The word's delusion. What's that word, everybody?
Delusion.
Good. Now you guys are too loud. I want to hear you guys whisper. What's that word?
Delusion.
Good. Now I want to hear you guys say it to the person next to you.
Delusion.
Good. Now I want to hear you sound it out with me. Ready? Go.
Delusion.
Awesome. So, someone who sees a ghost may be experiencing a delusion. Okay? So in this case, a delusion would be what kind of belief? Is it real or not real? What do you guys think? Is delusion real or not real? If I'm seeing a delusion, is that real or not real? What do you think, Abraham? Will it be real? What do you think? It's real or not real? Real? Okay, so it's actually going to be not real. Let's go ahead and take your headphone out, please. Okay, so it's going to be a false, okay, or not true, okay, belief. Okay, so a delusion, okay, would be something that's not true. Okay, so think about like somebody's telling you a lie. That would be like a delusion. They're telling you a story that's not real.
I wrote that.
Like you were at the football game last
I wrote
weekend,
that down.
and you were with your friend, and they started telling your other friend a story like, yeah, we were hanging out with blah 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 at the football game, and I was doing this and that, and you're just thinking in your head, nah, that didn't happen. Are you just making that all up? That could be a delusion. Okay, so I want you guys to tell the person next to you, turn to the person next to you, tell them a delusion or a false thing you've told somebody in the last year. Or what's something false somebody's told you in the last year. Okay? Turn to the person next to you and tell them what's something somebody's told you that was not true in the last year. I'm sure you guys can think of something. What's something somebody's told you in the last year that wasn't true? What's something?
Something false that you've said?
You said, you thought, maybe.
What's a false statement, Jack?
I had a friend
What's something
like,
false?
maybe $50.
Something delusional.
The man thought that he could.
No,
Too early to be thinking about that?
Something that you think is false.
Yeah,
Yelling.
anybody have any examples
That's
about
not
that?
false. What's
Okay.
something not true?
Okay, thanks for sharing something with each other. Hey, we're gonna fill out the example sentence now. Everyone take a look at the board. So, the man thought that he could blank, but it was just a delusion. So, you're thinking in your head, I know I can do what, but it might be unrealistic. Maybe that's lift a car. Okay, maybe that's throw a football over a mountain.
Throw a football on the mountain.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, Jack.
Throw.
Okay, maybe it is, Maybe he thought he could crawl 1,000 miles. Okay, maybe he could swim across the ocean. Okay, maybe the man thought that he could, I don't know, jump high as the moon. Okay, maybe, okay, the man thought that he could live with wolves. Okay, like the Jungle Book. Okay, but it was just a delusion.
There's wolves in the Jungle Book.
Yep. Okay, you guys, I want you guys to come up with your own example.
Oh,
Try to come up with your own example. That's why I was giving you guys a ton of different examples. Okay, if you have to copy the one up on the board, okay, that's fine, but ideally you're coming up with your own examples. So the man thought he could live with wolves, but it was just a delusion.